Welcome back. We are here with 1451. I cannot believe we are already halfway through the 1400s. That is just wild to me. So, last episode, we actually had our decade event, and that was that Genevieve and Malcolm were killed by Cassian, who came back and, tricked his son into. Trying to get their lord title back, trying to get their land back. And so we rolled for everyone in that household. And unfortunately, Genevieve did pass away. Martine is currently a prisoner, but Randolph did escape. We'll see where that goes later. We also lost to the horse. And this guy has gotten 2 women pregnant at the same time. So we're going to see what happens there because it's a disaster. So this year we have, looks like our dad is getting his role, but let's start with Mirabelle Axtell, Frost Payne, and Thomasina Smith, all of whom can get a 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Okay. You're still good. Okay, wow, all of them survived. Now, Thomas this is his adult part 2, so he has to at least get a 10. He did not. Well, Thomas, you cheated death once, and it's now come for you. So I cannot believe that Adelaide outlived Thomas when he, got an extra 10 years on her. That is so wild. Okay, so we are going to lose Thomas this year, unfortunately. I mean, probably the shock of his daughter being murdered is going to take him out, really. So anyway, we have Mirabelle, Frost, and Thomasina all aged up. Okay, well, let's hop into the game. And there it is, the baby bump. They have both found out they're pregnant by now. It happened overnight. So, but I'm going to kind of have them come and tell Thomas about it. So Odelgard is going to go first. She got pregnant first. So she's going to come in here and talk to Thomas and actually tell him that she's pregnant. So she's going to tell him that she's pregnant. And he, of course, his immediate thought is not, oh no, I got my mistress pregnant. It's, oh my gosh, I thought that we'd never be able to have kids together, and now we can, and it's so exciting. And so, of course, he's really happy initially because he never thought that this could happen. And so they're both very excited about it, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome. We're finally having a baby together after all this time. And then he is just really excited about that. So then a little bit later, he comes out, and then El Rosaria is like, hey, I'm pregnant. So he is going to talk with her now, and she's going to tell him that she's also pregnant. So she's going to tell him that, and he's like, oh my gosh. And he's really excited for a second. And then he's like, wait, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. So he is concerned now. He's like, wait a second, I got my mistress pregnant, and now I have to tell my wife about it. And he's like, oh no. So I'm just checking their ages. For some reason, their ages are a little off. I think that's probably because I did have to switch save files. But anyway, so he's like, oh, no, no, no. But anyway, he is going to basically try and tell El Rosaria and tell Odelgard over dinner. So we're going to get dinner going and bring them both to the table. And El Rosaria is like, what is she doing here? And Thomas is going to be like, look, there's something I have to tell you both. You're both pregnant by me at the same time. And of course they're arguing with each other, and Odelgard is just really, pleased with herself that she finally was able to have a baby with Thomas. And Rosaria is so mad. She's just going to storm off, and Thomas is like, well, it could have gone worse. So anyway, Odelgard is now going to do her chores. So she's going to go out into the garden, and she's going to take care of the plants, and then we'll have her just make a bottle of nectar. And Thomas is just in here wandering around. He's like, I need a drink, and he goes and he makes one for himself. So he's gonna go do that, and then he's going to go to the restroom himself. At first I was like, I'll take care of their needs, and you know how long that lasted. So anyway, so El Rosario is going to go play on the piano because that's something that she enjoys doing, and then Thomas is actually going to come over here to see Odelgard, be like, hey, how's it going? Like, you know, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And she's like, oh, I'm feeling great. It's just a lot for me, you know, to be doing the gardening and stomping grapes and all this stuff. And so he's like, oh, no, I totally get it. Like, it's a lot while you're pregnant. And so he's like, don't worry about anything. Like, don't worry about doing any of the work. Like, I'll take care of it. I'll hire someone to do it. It's fine. You know, all that stuff. So he is kind of letting her off the hook for, you know, what she's supposed to be doing and what she's actually here for. You know, she's not here as his mistress. She's supposed to be here as his business partner, but that has kind of fallen to the wayside, and she's not really interested in the business. You know, she was always kind of just interested in being his wife, and so she is getting out of her duties of that and hoping that she can just, you know, maybe be taken care of. But anyway, so her place just caught on fire, and El Rosario is the only one who put out the fire. It's so funny. She just came in here and was like, okay. But anyway, so there was a fire in there, and literally we just set the stove and it lit on fire. But anyway, so Thomas and Odelgard are going to come in here, and she's going to be like, oh my gosh, that was so scary. Like, what if something happened? Blah, blah, blah. And she's going to tell him, like, I really don't feel safe in that, like, little shack. It's going to fall apart. It's going to catch on fire, whatever. And Thomas is like, oh my gosh, no problem. Like, you should stay in the main household and all that stuff. It's also, it's Christmas. It's Winterfest. Oh, I never said the holidays in the save file. Anyway, it's Winterfest, so we'll just say it's Christmas. And so he's talking with her, and he's like, you know what, you should move into the main house. Like, you should be in here, and I'll, you know, make sure that you're okay. Like, it's not all rickety. It's not going to catch on fire, blah, blah, blah. And so that's what she's doing. So she now is able to stay with him in that room. Why are you freezing to death, Emil? And then my game crashes. Okay, we're back. It was that thing, you know, sometimes when you go on MCCC, the new pop-up doesn't open up and then you can't X out anyway. So, yeah, he's going to tell her that she should move in here. He'll get a room ready for the baby and everything. Like, you know, nothing to worry about. This, you know, it's our child. We need to make sure that we take care. So anyway, that is going to be that. And then we're going to have El Rosario invite everyone over for Christmas. She is... She is, you know, a party hoster, so she has the party animal aspirations, so we're going to invite everyone over, except we can't invite over the people who do not live in Henford on Bagley, and the reason for that is because of Cassian and how Henford on Bagley is like cut off from the rest of the world right now. So we can't actually see any of El Rosario's family until that's over. So Emil is one of the people that came, and we know that El Rosario has a whim to flirt with Emil. And I don't think that she, you know, is like, wow, I'm attracted to Emil. I think she's more like frustrated that Odelgard is kind of parading around her house as if she owns it. And she just kind of wants to stick it to Thomas even just a little bit. And I think that that's why, because she is still so in love with Thomas, and it's really actually sad that they love each other so much, and yet all of this is happening. Like, she is so in love with him. She has a crush on him still. Like, they're in love, and he's parading around his mistress in front of everyone, his pregnant mistress, and it's just humiliating for her. Like, it's awful. Like, she feels like she's a laughing stock. Like, what are you swimming out in the winter right now? But yeah, she just feels like she's like this laughing stock, and that everyone, you know, is making fun of her because she can't even like keep her husband faithful and whatever. So anyway, they're all sitting in, you know, this kind of drawing room, and so Thomas is like, I have, you know, a present that I want to give. I have an announcement to make. And he basically tells his parents, he's like, Odelgard is pregnant, like, finally, and I am going to give her and our unborn child this estate so that they can always be taken care of and all that stuff. And so El Rosaria is so mad right now. He just spent 100,000 simoleons on, getting her a source of income, getting Odelgard a source of income. And then Thomas II dropped dead. Like, so they're all like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, so he froze to death. He froze to death. And Grim is like, I'm taking you this time. You're not getting away. You're not getting away again. But so Thomas has just passed away, and everyone is heartbroken. And our Thomas is like, oh my gosh, was it me? Did I stress him out by not being like the son that he wanted me to be? Like, what? Of course he has these like thoughts, but he's just like trying to calm down. And Odelgard is like, oh my gosh, like consoling him and stuff. And El Rosaria like left the room, so she left the room to get a present from Father Winter. But anyway. So they're all in here, and El Rosaria is like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll plan a memorial service. And Odelgard is like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I'll comfort Thomas. They're just basically going back and forth. And El Rosaria is like, I'm not playing this game with you right now because my father-in-law, who I get along with, just died. And of course, Odelgard never got along with Thomas II. So she's like, well, he's gone. Like, Adelaide likes me. I don't think Adelaide likes you very much anymore. But yeah, so they're all just in the room talking about like the memorial. And of course, like I said, El Rosaria is mad that Odelgard is now part of the conversation. Like, she is solidifying her place in the family. Like, El Rosaria can't just like, push her aside any longer that she's pregnant. And so it's kind of a big deal. And also, like, El Rosaria is not nice to Odelgard, and the kids are starting to pick up on that too. So the children are also kind of being a little snippy and mean with Odelgard and her, vice versa. And so that is something that the kids are picking up from the adults in the household, is that they're, picking up that animosity and stuff. So that is something that's going on there. And yes, El Rosaria flirted with Emil a little bit, but right now it was just to get back at Thomas for some of the things he did. Like, she just, it's not that she wants to fall in love with someone else. She doesn't. It's that she wants him to be jealous of her for once. Like, that's what she wants, is for him to pay attention to her in the way that she has had to pay attention to him. And so here we are at this graveyard that I downloaded from the gallery. And we are going to just put down Thomas's grave. Again, we lost all of our graveyard stuff. I'm so disappointed that we lost all those photos and stuff. But, we're just going to just keep moving forward. But yeah, so we're going to mourn for Thomas II. All of the family is here. And we're doing that. So we are just checking in. We're checking in with our mom. Like, Adelaide is so heartbroken. Supportive family dynamic. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. So yeah, Thomas is just comforting his mom. El Rosaria is networking, schmoozing, whatever. We only invited people from Henford on Bagley, but for some reason Frost decided he was going to show up. Pretend he's not there. So yeah, we're just talking with Adelaide, having Thomas and his mother kind of, connect. And he's like, I'm worried that I'm not the son that I'm supposed to be and all that stuff. And Adelaide is like, look, you have to do what makes you happy. Like, your father put his family first for quite a while too. And he didn't follow his dreams until the very end, and he probably should have been able to fulfill those dreams more than maybe I let him. And so she just basically tells him, like, you're the man of the house now. You have to decide what's the right path for you. I don't think she approves, obviously, of him cheating on his wife, but I think that she just knows that there's nothing she can do to control him. I mean, both of her children were very a lot. Like, Genevieve, forget it. Like, no one controlled Genevieve. And so I think that Adelaide kind of resigned herself to that her children are just going to make their own decisions. And so she's just going back to the ranch. Honestly, I'd think about moving her in with us, but we don't have room in the household. Maybe when the For Rent expansion pack came in. So someone commented on one of the videos. Oh my gosh, I have to go find it now. I'm so sorry. I keep remembering comments, but like not writing down who was talking about them. but someone was saying that with For Rent, maybe we could bring Adelaide back to the lot. Maybe she could live on the lot. I don't know who said that. I'm looking and I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look more, but we're doing a voiceover right now. So anyway, we're back home. And again, Odelgard and the kids do not get along. And the kids know that from their parents. Also, Odelgard is not being nice to them. So I think that, too, she's like, oh, if I have a son, like, maybe I can convince Thomas to make my son the heir, like, you know, all this stuff. And so she's kind of, you know, plotting and planning and thinking about how to solidify her position and all that. And then she goes into labor. Here we go. We're in labor. So we are going to just copy over this baby room and bring it to the other side of the house. So like one side of the house over there on, if you're facing the house, the right side is El Rosaria's side. She has 2 bedrooms for children there. And then on this left-hand side, we'll make Odelgard's child/children, whatever happens in the future. So they kind of have divvied up the upper floor of the house. So Odelgard is in labor. Thomas is freaking out. He's worried because obviously we knew she was going to have trouble getting pregnant. So maybe that makes her higher risk. But both her and the baby survive, and it's a girl. So we are going to name her Tiffany Bennett. So she's going to keep her mom's last name for now. I'm not really sure if I should or when I should change the last name. I mean, I think everybody knows at this point whose baby that is. But she's going to keep the Bennett name unless Thomas decides to legitimize her. Maybe in the future. We'll have to see how it goes. So, yes, Tiffany Bennett has just been born, and she survived, and she's going to survive her infant role tomorrow, which is Friday. So... and the last day of the year. So that's why we rolled for both. But anyway, so El Rosaria should be having her baby any moment. Thomas, where are you going? I swear, you have kids in this game, and it just destroys everything that the Sims are trying to do. He's running all over the house to get to this one room. But anyway, so he's going to give Odelgard a hug and be like, oh my gosh, like, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad the baby's okay. I'm glad everything worked out. And so they're all both really happy and really excited about, you know, their new daughter. Odelgard is a little disappointed that Iz is a daughter, but you know what? There's always time to try again. So then we have El Rosaria, who is having her baby, and she's just kind of like, Thomas, stay out of the room. Like, she's not happy with him, especially since she knows that the other baby was just born. So we're just going to roll, since it is Friday now, we're just going to roll for the birth, and we're going to name this baby Francesca. So... did I spell Francesca wrong is the real question. And the answer is yes. So I'll fix that when she becomes an infant. Okay, so Francesca Larkin has just been born, our first girl with this couple. So that's really exciting. El Rosaria is happy to have a daughter too. I think that it would be really fun for her to, you know, teach her daughter how to be a proper lady. So she's really excited about that. And she is really hoping that her daughter survives, obviously. Oh, the kids. Okay, so Thomas likes his little sister, but Dante is a little, you know, not sure. So there's that. And then we are going to just check on everything here. Adelaide is calling. We're aging up little Tiffany because it's Friday now. And honestly, she looks a lot like Odelgard, just with Thomas's hair color. So there's that. She has Odelgard's skin color and Odelgard's eye color, but she has Thomas's hair color. I can't really tell whose face she has yet. We'll have to see in the future, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And also, so Thomas, now that the other baby did survive, because I was going to have Odelgard keep the estate even if Tiffany didn't survive, but since Francesca did survive, we are going to buy her an estate, so she has her own estate now, and that is really good. So she's doing well. That will be her dowry. So that's really exciting for her. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's Thomas. Thomas feels ignored because his mom is paying too much attention to the baby. Oh my gosh. What a sad sentiment. So Thomas is basically going to hug El Rosaria and be like, oh my gosh, like, you're so wonderful. You know, like, you know, you're a goddess. You just, you know, had a baby. And so El Rosaria loves the attention. I think that El Rosaria just wants her to be number one for her husband, and she doesn't feel like that. And it's really hurting her feelings and hurting her self-esteem and making her angry and kind of bitter. So we'll have to see where that goes because, what can you do when he's acting this way? So she is going to, have to do something to get his attention. We'll have to see what she does. So let's dress a little Tiffany in some purple outfits. Very cute. And then we will also put Thomas's new grayed out picture onto the family tree. So that's where we're going to wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. I'm having a lot of fun with these family dynamics. I am so excited that finally Odilgard had a baby and it survived. So this is going to be a lot of fun for like sibling dynamics and like step parents and blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be awesome. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you in the next one.